Good evening, and welcome to News Nexus. Tonight, we dive into one of the most pressing stories shaping America's future: the states where jobs are disappearing the fastest. This isn't just about statistics. It's about people, families, and entire communities. For decades, America has been defined by its industries: steel, coal, cars, farming, and retail. But today, many of those industries are shrinking, and the impact is not the same everywhere. Some states are adapting, building new opportunities in technology and clean energy. Others are struggling, watching the jobs that once defined them vanish, often faster than they can be replaced. Let's begin our journey across the country. The Rust Belt was once America's powerhouse. Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, names that stood for steel, autos, and coal. But today, factories that once roared with thousands of workers now hum quietly with machines. Robots handle much of the work. Plants that once fueled entire towns have downsized or closed their doors. In Michigan, the auto industry is still alive, but many of the jobs have shifted overseas or disappeared entirely thanks to automation. And in West Virginia, coal mining employment has collapsed by more than half. Mining towns that once thrived are now struggling with unemployment, poverty, even addiction. Pennsylvania, too, has been hit hard, not just by the decline of steel and coal, but by automation in warehouses. Jobs that replaced old industries often require fewer workers and pay less. The result? Hollowed-out communities, schools closing, families moving away. And the South? Once considered the land of new opportunity, the cracks are showing there too. Louisiana and Mississippi, long dependent on energy and manufacturing, are losing ground. Oil and gas downturns have battered Louisiana's Gulf Coast. Mississippi's factories never fully recovered from earlier closures. Kentucky's coal jobs have evaporated. Logistics centers and bourbon production bring some hope, but they haven't matched the wages or stability of mining. And in Alabama, aerospace and auto assembly bring jobs to cities, but rural areas remain dotted with abandoned textile mills and shuttered furniture plants. Now let's look at the Midwest. America's Farm Belt. In Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, the Dakotas, agriculture once sustained millions, but technology has transformed farming. Massive machines and satellite-guided tractors allow one farmer to do the work of dozens. Family farms are disappearing, swallowed up by corporate agribusiness. Small towns shrink as young people leave for cities. Schools close. Local diners go quiet. What was once the heartbeat of America's breadbasket is slowly fading. Out west, the story is no easier. Wyoming, long dependent on coal and natural gas, faces a future where energy is shifting toward renewables. Jobs are disappearing faster than new industries can grow. Alaska, once booming with oil, is now in decline as wells dry up and competition grows. Younger Alaskans are leaving, searching for steadier work. Even Nevada, where Las Vegas thrives on tourism, has changed. The pandemic accelerated automation in casinos and hotels. Visitors are back, but many of the jobs are not. Machines have replaced workers. And then there's retail, one of the most dramatic job losses of all. Across America, malls and department stores have been closing for years. Online shopping dominates. States like Illinois, New York, and California have seen thousands of stores vanish. But in smaller states, the effect is devastating. The closure of a single Walmart or shopping center can cripple a county's economy. Retail jobs may not have been glamorous, but they provided flexible work for millions: students, parents, seniors. Now, many of those jobs are gone forever. Warehouse and delivery jobs replace a fraction of them, often concentrated in big cities. Rural towns are left behind. The driving force behind so much of this is automation, and now, artificial intelligence. Machines don't take breaks. They don't need pay raises. And they are moving into every industry. In Indiana, robots now dominate auto parts assembly lines. In Arizona and Texas, call centers close as AI chatbots handle customer service. And on the horizon, self-driving trucks. If widely adopted, they could disrupt entire sectors in the Midwest, where trucking has long provided stable incomes. The divide between cities and rural America is becoming sharper. Big cities like Austin, Denver, Nashville, and Atlanta are attracting tech, healthcare, and finance jobs, but rural counties continue to shrink. Chicago grows, while downstate Illinois declines. New York City thrives, but upstate towns lose factories. California's Silicon Valley booms, while Central Valley farming towns struggle. This divide is not only economic, it's social and political. Rural communities feel left behind, fueling frustration and resentment. And behind every statistic is a human story. A coal miner retraining for coding, only to find no companies nearby. A retail worker moving into warehouse shifts miles away with irregular hours and no benefits. A farmer forced to sell land that's been in the family for generations. Losing a job isn't just losing a paycheck. It's losing dignity, identity, stability. It tears at the fabric of communities. Poverty rises. Addiction grows. Families break apart. And often these struggles remain invisible to the outside world. So what happens next? Some states are fighting back. Colorado is betting on clean energy. North Carolina is growing a biotech hub. Even parts of the Rust Belt are attracting advanced manufacturing and green jobs. But here's the challenge. Jobs are disappearing faster than new ones are created. Without retraining, investment, and serious infrastructure support, too many workers will simply be left behind. Policy matters. Choices matter. Will America invest in new industries and help displaced workers transition? Or will we watch as more communities fade into decline? The story of disappearing jobs is not just about economics. It's about the American dream, and whether it's slipping out of reach for millions. From the coal towns of Appalachia to the farms of Iowa, from the Rust Belt factories to the shuttered malls of small-town America. The challenges are real, the urgency undeniable. But America has always been resilient. New industries can rise, communities can adapt. The question is, will we act quickly enough? And will we make sure no one is left behind? Thank you for joining us here on News Nexus. If you found this report valuable, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring more stories that matter. Stay informed, stay engaged, and as always, we'll see you in the next video.